The most important of these symbols is the Great Seal of the United States. The design for the obverse side as well as the reverse side of the seal appears on the back of our dollar bills. It was not until 1935 that the reverse side was cast into a die and used. We are quite familiar with the emblematic figures of the eagle and the olive branch, the stars, and the motto used on our silver dollars since the beginning. As America holds the future of the world in her hands, the symbolism of the Great Seal and the American eagle are of interest to every citizen of the United States. Symbols being keys to doorways leading to truths, this book would be incomplete without excerpts from the symbolism of the Great Seal of the U.S. and the Great American Eagle by M. Doriel. This information will be especially interesting to those who have wondered about the outcome of the present world conditions and the future of the American people. There is much evidence that the founders of our nation were inspired by their vision of a golden age in which infinite justice would rule, and from this vision formed a governmental plan to serve as a foundation upon which a higher civilization could materialize. The vision which the founders of the nation saw has been aptly recorded in the symbols of the seal. The time is now propitious for the American people to see again the vision which played such an important part in the formation of our government. Therefore, in due humility, we present this vision as it may be read in the symbol of the Great Seal of the United States. Soon after the war, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson were appointed as a committee to prepare a great seal for the new republic, and they employed a French West Indian, de Cimetière, I can't pronounce his name, to furnish the design and also sketch any designs suggested by the committee. A number of proposed designs were suggested, but for some reason or other were rejected. After vainly trying to perfect a seal which would meet with the approval of Congress, Thomas, Secretary of Congress, finally received from John Adams, then in London, a simple and appropriate device suggested by Sir John Prestwick, who was a warm friend of America and an accomplished antiquarian. It met with approval, and in June 1783 was adopted as the Great Seal. Leaving out all reference to symbolism, it may be described thus. The obverse side consists of an usticon with 13 stripes, red, white, and blue, spangled with 13 stars placed on the breast of the American eagle, without support to denote self-reliance. On the eagle's beak a scroll with the words Paribus Uma. As a crest over the head of the eagle a golden glory breaking through a blue cloud with 13 golden stars. In his right talon an olive branch, and in his left 13 arrows. On the reverse side is a pyramid unfinished. In the zenith an eye in a triangle, surrounded with a glory over the eye of the words Annuit Copitus, which means God has favored the undertaking. On the base of the pyramid, the Roman letters, and I won't read them all, but they are 1776 is what they mean. And underneath the motto, Novus Ordo Seclorum, sorry I pronounced these wrong, a new order of the ages is what it means. The American eagle is a bird peculiar to this continent, and therefore showed what country the seal was speaking of. The eagle with its wings spread is the messenger between earth and heaven, carrying the prayers of the new nation to the cloud of glory representing God. In its left talon is an olive branch representing the peace desired by the nation. But in the right talon is a bundle of 13 arrows representing the forces and powers of protection of Jesus and the 12. The shield with the 13 stripes represented the 13 colonies, the protection of America. The stripes not only meant the 13 original states, but also Jesus and the 12 disciples who acted as a shield to the states, which had been formed in the name of God. The cloud of glory represents a fulfillment of prophecy. The 13 stars on a blue field with a golden glory breaking through a cloud show the light of God shining through the 13 representatives of God, Jesus and the 12 apostles, upon the eagle bearing the shield. The scroll inscribed, "In God We Trust," in the eagle's beak represents the power of God, which the new nation believed protected and upheld them. On the reverse side, the unfinished pyramid represents the unfinished nation, which was dedicated to God, and which under the eye in a triangle, and surrounded by the glory, would eventually result in a new perfected age. On the base of the pyramid, the words Novus Ordo Seclorum, a new order of the ages, signifies the beginning of a new period in the manifestation of man. The eye represents the all-seeing eye of the God-man, which would be opened in the new age when the pyramid has been completed by the triangle or unit of the body, mind, and soul of the nation. When the eye is opened, the glory of light of God shines through man. The most vital symbol to us now is the unfinished pyramid of 13 steps or stages. In the original design, it was intended for 13 stones to be shown in each step. If we multiply 13 by 13, or 13 steps by 13 original states, we have 169. The beginning of this nation was 1776. Add 169 to 1776 and we have 1945, the year when this nation reached as high as it could go under the old order. America has been confronted with grave decisions. On the outcome rests the fate of the nation. It will either fall into oblivion through materialism or ascend to the triangle suspended above in which shines the light of the Ancient One, the Ancient of Days. If this happens, then a great spiritual nation will be evolved to lead the rest of the world from the darkness of negation into which it will have fallen. Each and every one can do their part to bring about the descent of the great spiritual light. Let us go forward, strong in the faith of our founders, that America and her principles shall survive. The great American eagle was chosen to represent the formation of our democratic life. In the ancient legends, the eagle is the material representative of the spiritual bird, the phoenix, the symbol of immortal life. In the Great Seal of the United States of America, we find the eagle representing this life as the carrier of the banners of peace, power, unity, and liberty into the age of universal happiness. The spreading wings of the eagle represent the life of the American spirit. They are so shown to represent that the sole purpose of the eagle is that it shall fly, when the proper time comes, from the old order into a new. The eagle wears an incrustioned shield, upon which is the insignia of his new birth. The 13 bars on the shield represent the 13 original colonies, and in their union the life of the eagle began. In the eagle's right claw is shown an olive branch, a symbol of peace, which he holds as a power in the world that the spirit of life might grow. In his left claw he clasps a bunch of arrows, a symbol of power in war, which he wills to protect the weak, that they might grow and become strong. There are 13 arrows and 13 leaves on the olive branch, thus showing there will be 13 times 13 periods, years, of time in which the new republic must grow before entering into the greater life. The 9 feathers in the eagle's tail represent the formulative principle of creation, and the white head the spiritual intelligence which shall guide the republic through the 13 stages of its growth and preparation for the spiritual kingdom, shown as a heavenly glory above the eagle's head. The scroll inscribed "In God We Trust" in the eagle's beak represents by whose power it was believed that the nation was formed and would be protected.